Hey y'all, Eric here with today's final LGBT history video moment. And so today I was contemplating, because this morning I really couldn't think about what I wanted to talk about. And so I went on my walk, an abbreviated walk, and it occurred to me today being Halloween, because my housemate, he and I were talking at work. While he was at work, the TV in one of his drawer rooms fell down. He couldn't figure out why. And I said, well, it's All Hallows Eve. He was saying, so they can get behind me and all that. Um, and then I said, but Halloween is the queer community's high holiday. And I said, that is what I can talk about. And so I did a little research, and we're going to talk about that. And so I found a website called Them, and there was an article created 3 years ago by Oliver Haug, Haug, and this was created and posted on October 26th in 2023, regarding the long history of how Halloween became a sacred queer holiday. And I'll link this website in the description of the video so you can see that information. And one of the first things that you see on there is homage paid to the black gay queer community. As early as 1935, Alfred Finney, a gay black man in Chicago, was throwing glamorous Halloween balls on the city's south side. And there is a picture of some of these costumes. And quite frankly, if they were doing these costumes in 1935, I can't imagine. I would never be able to think this up. But I'll just go put this picture up. And again, I'll link it in the description of the video, and we'll talk about how the LGBT community came to view Halloween as our high holiday. There you go. Let me adjust the picture. There. All right, there you go. So Halloween is deeply connected to the LGBTQ plus community because it provides a unique temporary space for freedom of expression, visibility, and resistance against societal norms that can be restrictive year round. Yeah, and essentially, even back in the day, when we were going out, and me and my boyfriend and other friends would go out to the Scorpio, when it was on Freedom Drive on Halloween. We'd all dress up. And it was the one day of the year where nobody really questioned anything. I mean, I had straight friends who would come out there, and there would be guys, straight guys, who were dressed in drag. Not full drag because they didn't shave or anything like that, but I would go to house parties and see guys dressed as women, women dressed as men, all that kind of thing, and nobody batted an eye. And so, understanding that that was the one day that LGBTQ people could actually just be themselves and let loose with what they could do with their expression and their visibility and their resistance against societal norms. That is the thing that we celebrate on Halloween, as gay adults, as LGBTQ adults. The holiday's themes of disguise, crossing boundaries, and challenging the status quo align with the historical and ongoing experiences of queer individuals, making it a celebrated, inclusive festival where many feel more able to be their authentic selves. The freedom of expression and visibility provide a temporary escape. Halloween offers a chance to defy everyday expectations about gender and identity in a way that is socially accepted even only for one night. It allows for creative self expression. The holiday is a creative outlet for queer individuals to playfully explore different facets of their identity in a public way. And it allows the challenging of norms. For many, dressing in gender bending costumes or expressing queer identity is a form of self realization and a lifeline to self expression they may not otherwise have. With resistance and empowerment, Halloween allows for a queer resistance. Halloween has become a form of queer resistance, providing a night of joy and visibility in the face of prejudice and a sometimes hostile world. This celebration serves as a creative way to counter discrimination and build a sense of community. Historically, holidays like Halloween provided a rare opportunity for queer people to gather and express themselves more freely, even during times of intense police harassment. I mean, honestly, can you imagine being gay? Not today. Being gay in the 1930s in Southside Chicago when those balls were going on. Being gay in the 1920s during the Harlem Renaissance period. Being gay during the Jim Crow era. Being gay during the McCarthy era. Being gay before Stonewall. And then even today, with the political climate now, being gay in hostile environments. And even if you are fortunate enough to live in blue states and blue cities, that does not necessarily mean that you are safe at work. Even today, there are areas where you cannot be out at work. And that's why this has context. The holiday has become a significant part of queer culture because its themes of the usual, fantastic, and even the morbid resonate with the community's role as outsiders. Halloween is an inclusive celebration that welcomes everyone, and for many LGBTQ plus people and their allies, it is a joyful and empowering event. Many cities have huge LGBTQ plus focused Halloween events such as parties and parades that celebrate the community and support LGBTQ plus organizations. And while I've never participated in the big ones, but I look at Halloween just like I do Mardi Gras. But back to specifically with Halloween, San Francisco has one of the largest Halloween parades in the country. I believe New York has one. And I think there's one in Miami and in DC. I'm not sure if Atlanta has one. I know Charlotte, growing up in my hometown, we had a small Halloween parade. But I think once I got in high school, or maybe it was after I graduated from college, they didn't do it anymore. But Halloween was a big deal. But neighborhoods aren't the same. You know, it's not the same as it used to be. I mean, we don't even do trick-or-treating in my neighborhood currently. Yeah, we don't buy candy or anything like that. No. And I can't remember the last time I went to a Halloween party. I mean, things change, priority change, it changes, people move on. But Halloween has its place in our community. And I guess we need to think about that. It's about freedom of expression, the high holiday of the LGBTQ community. You know, somebody will misconstrue that about it being the day of the devil, and we are of the devil, and gay people are going to hell and all that. Well, I am a believer, and that does not come from the God that I serve. It does not at all. And so if you are fortunate enough to be able to go out and dress up and have fun and break bread and clink glasses, think on those who came before you, who did everything they could so that you're able to do what you do now. Their remembrance matters. They do. It's important, especially today. One political note, today being Friday the 31st, today and tomorrow are the last days for early voting here in Charlotte. If you can, go ahead and get out and vote. But if you can't do it today or tomorrow, I mean, early voting ends Saturday, and the only opportunity that you will have to vote will be Tuesday, November the 4th, which I may have to do because I have a board meeting tomorrow, and I'm not sure if I can get to the library before my board meeting starts, but we'll think about that. So, take care. Again, I said this is my last video for LGBT History Month. It is not my last video on this channel. We have an election cycle coming up for the state and, for the midterms. And then 2 years from that, the presidential. And I will have my eye on Charlotte politics. I will have my eye on North Carolina politics. And I will have my eye on national politics. I may not be doing videos as often, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm not. Each of us has a part to play, and we can all do something. And this channel is my part in doing that. So take care, and always remember 2 things that I'm going to continue to say at the end of my videos. And these are just reminders. And somewhere, someone needs to hear this. Elections have consequences. They do. Elections have consequences. The current administration was trying to use hunger as leverage to get the Democrats to blink and reopen the government. Elections have consequences. But resistance is not futile. It's not. Resistance is not futile. See you on the next one. Take care. Be safe.